Hey, well, welcome and thanks for joining us for today's training on converting and nurturing leads for your oral surgeon practice. Now, part of the reason why I'm so excited about this training is these changes, these fixes that I'm recommending you make them and they could have tremendous impact on your online presence for good. And it's not something you have to keep doing once a month and updating it and checking it every day. I'm talking about systems to improve web visitors into actual patients. So this is a really exciting topic for me specifically. Some of the things we're going to be talking about are just the critical importance of having a patient-centered website, strategies to optimize your website. I'm going to be talking about 13 specific key elements of a high converting website. I want to walk you through an exercise of identifying your ideal patient and the profile of them, and really walking you through what are their needs, concerns, fears, emotions, and so on when they're in the mode of reaching out to an oral surgeon. So, in light of that, I know we like to multitask and sort of play things in the background and do, two or three things at one time. If we could tone down those distractions for 15, 20 minutes or so, I really want to get to the heart of the issue and give you some good content. I think you're going to get a lot of value out of this. Quick background about me. I am the owner of this digital marketing agency, Oral Surgeon Marketing Pros. I did write a book on oral surgeon digital practicing strategies. I am a coach in the digital marketing industry. I coach between 25 and 30 digital marketing agencies. Our agency has won awards from Google. There's a drill down podcast that I own, and I did participate in the AAOMS Dental Implant Conference in Chicago in December, and I was able to talk to many oral surgeons and really get a feel for what their needs are when it comes to digital marketing. So the challenge before us with your practice and with so much of the business being online is it takes a significant amount of marketing budget to sort of elevate and grow your business. And it's sometimes difficult to measure. You sometimes don't get a return for your investment. So it then becomes difficult to generate leads on a regular basis. When I was working that conference in Chicago, I was approaching many oral surgeons and say, like, hey, are you interested in growing your practice? And, the majority would say, of course, who isn't? Now, there were a few oral surgeons that have a very well-established practice and they're scheduling out for, several weeks at a time. They're being picky and choosy. I'm guessing those oral surgeons are not watching this training. But there's many oral surgeons throughout the country that are looking for a consistent patient pipeline so they can fill the chairs and grow their business. So the old saying that says my marketing or half of my marketing is work, the problem is I don't know which half is working. I want to make your marketing more effective. And with today's technology, that's certainly capable to do. So inconsistent patient flow leading to scheduling gaps, underutilizing sources. You can't like trade out your staff. You need to provide jobs and you want to keep them busy. Of course, all that can lead to financial uncertainty and limited patient acquisition, restricts your practice's ability to grow. Some oral surgeons are wanting to take on more oral surgeons, but they don't have enough patients to fill their schedule. And so we're going to try to fill those gaps and try to get you an online presence that's really going to convert visitors into patients sitting in your chair. So what does that look like? It looks like a high converting online presence. We want to consistently turn web visitors into valuable patients. Why? Well, it changes your whole practice. It's going to cause growth. It's going to cause peace of mind. You don't have to worry about keeping your staff busy or the revenue coming in. And again, as I said in the beginning, these are sometimes minor fixes that will stay with your practice and they stay with your online presence. And it's not something you have to keep changing constantly. So it allows you to build momentum and grow your business, create a steady stream of patients. So let's well, first, I just want to make sure that you see your website as sort of the hub of driving patient acquisition. Your website is absolutely critically important that you have the right components there. And as business owners, I know there's just so many things to consider, but your storefront in today's world is the website. And I think too many business owners fail to really see through the eyes of their patients. to see through the eyes of what they're seeing. You might have, hundreds of $1,000s of equipment. No doubt you do. You have amazing staff. There's training issues. There's scripts and so on. There's so many aspects to running a building, but that website is really critical because all your patients are coming and they're kind of evaluating you and your business through the lens of your website. So this is maybe the only math that I'm going to take you through, and I want to try to explain to you the impact of like a really well optimized website. So let's say typical oral surgeon practice has 1,500 visitors to their website, and they only convert 5 of those visitors into actual patient inquiries. All right. And so then let's say 50% of those schedule. And so now you have 38 new patient consultations in a month off of the 1,500 web visitors. Of course, these numbers are going to vary for you in your practice. This is just an example. So let's say 60% procedure conversion rate. That gives you 23 new patients. And again, I'm making another assumption. Let's say the average procedure value is 5,000. For some, it's going to be maybe closer to 4,000. But I just want to walk you through this scenario. So based on some of these conversion rates, 1,500 web visitors, and we only really convert 5 visitors into actual patient inquiries, that's going to lead to a revenue of $115,000 in a month. All right, so now if we have a well-optimized website, and the only number that I'm changing here is that 9%, which is going to lead to a lot higher percentages for everything else. Now we have 135 patient inquiries. So these are web visitors. Someone lands on your site. Why else are they going to your site? They're not doing it for a hobby. They're not doing it for fun. There must be something on your website, some service that you're offering that they're in need of. So you convert 9% of those. Well, now you have 135 patient inquiries. Let's say 50 get scheduled and you're at 60 new patient consultations, 60% have procedures, and now you're at 41 new patients, keeping the average procedure value at $5,000. Now you have significantly more revenue of $205,000 in a month. That is a huge difference. Times that out over a year or over several years, significant jump. And, even if you could do a few percentages, maybe you can't reach that full 4%, but you could see how just 1 percentage point, a higher conversion rate is going to make a huge difference in the revenue amount. So your website is just absolutely critical for converting. It's the storefront and converting just a web visitor into a patient inquiry. All right, here's 13 critical elements to enhance conversions, a web visitor into a patient inquiry. 1, speak directly to your target audience. And I'm going to take you through a little exercise to help you think through what that is. And, are you really speaking to their anxieties and their needs? And it's a little bit more complicated than you think. There's some psychology in there. There's just understanding the brain and how we process and so on. Showcase your value proposition. Saying that you're an oral surgeon is not a value proposition. Competition is hard. I'm sure there's other oral surgeons in the area, and I'm also sure that because the services that an oral surgeon provides, they're unique, and I think someone's more willing to drive a further distance to visit a good oral surgeon because it's such a unique procedure. It's more expensive. They want it done right. The stakes are higher, especially versus, say, compared to just a dentist that checks up on their teeth or does a cleaning a couple times a year. So because people are willing to drive further, they have choices, and how you talk about how you're unique really matters. All right, number 3, use authentic and professional imagery. So what that means, first of all, is avoid stock photo. We have all seen stock photos and we all look at that and like some amazing model dressed up in a gown, and you're thinking like, okay, there's no way that's the actual doctor, right? So try to avoid stock photo. And also, use authentic photos. We're all holding this phone in our hand, and the quality of that phone, of the pictures that it takes is just amazing. So you could use real photos and real videos, and people They want to see behind the curtain. They don't like that Wizard of Oz effect. And it's more trustworthy when it's not like overly polished. So try to allow the web visitors to see your team and to see them, of course, not in their worst moments, right? If you're a doctor or the manager, you're thinking, oh, you don't want to see my team in their worst moments. You want to be totally authentic, but try to avoid those over polished photos. All right, 4, leverage video. Like, remember when TikTok grabbed us and captivated us a few years ago, and then all the other platforms figured out, yeah, we should do that too. We should create, video reels and shorts. And so nowadays people are processing, they're used to processing information with short videos. So I would encourage you to get short videos on your website, which not only explain you and your staff and what they do, but also the procedures. And that's how people are wanting to take in information these days. We're just used to it. They don't want to read a bunch of long, small font. Number 5, build trust with social proof. Testimonials, reviews, being an insider to the industry, I am adamant that I think reviews are much more trustworthy on, say, a platform of your Google My Business or Google Business Profile listing. But at the same time, I would encourage you to put those reviews on your website, especially if you could show the 5 stars, especially if you could show a picture of the person. And I'll show you some examples of what I think are really good examples of social proof. And then, before and after photos are amazing, really helpful for the person to understand as they're considering a procedure with your practice. Number 6, ensure foundational elements are in place. So these are just basic things. Like, I'm a big believer in the phone number being really easy to see in the top right-hand corner. People expect it there. Make it easy to find a contact form. I do like contact forms on the homepage as much as possible. And then people want to know your credentials. So make those easy to find. If they're shopping around, we could just jump around from website to website in just a matter of seconds. So make it easy to find. And if you're an oral surgeon, you have amazing credentials. Just put those front and center. Don't be shy. Number 7, implement clear and compelling calls to action. So if you do a split test and everything is isolated and one side has calls to action, things like call now and click here and so on, kind of like we use this expression, treating people like they're in 3rd grade. It's kind of like these simple phrases, just kind of direct them to this. In that split test, you're going to find that when websites have several calls to action on their homepage and everything's all the same, that website is going to convert better. It just is. Sometimes someone will hear that and think, I just want to give them the information. They'll call me if they're interested. Well, there are certain strategies you could use to convert a web visitor into a patient and increase that percentage, and having those calls to action, they actually work. All right, number 8, offer special promotions or financing options. So as you know, oral surgeon practice can be very expensive. So offering financing is a great way to go. Or some people offer sort of like a first-time evaluation somehow to hook people, to give them an incentive to choose you. So those things work. Now, when you add all these things together, that's where they really can have impact. Optimize for mobile. I can't undersell you on this one, right? Clearly, over half of your web visitors are coming through mobile, and we business owners sometimes forget to check what we look like on mobile. We're on the desktop often, and we're clicking and checking things, no problem. But you really need your mobile version to be very user-friendly, very easy to navigate through. And I really like that click-to-call feature on mobile websites, and not just like, oh, well, if you hit the phone number, it converts to click to call. That's good, but take it a step further and put an image there that really pops, that they know for sure if they hit that button, the phone number is going to show up and then they could call. I like live chat. To me, adding live chat to your website is sort of like fisherman that is going to fish with one pole versus taking 2 or 3 poles. Which fisherman is going to catch more fish? So some people like to phone They just want to call in and just talk to a person. They don't want to fill out a bunch of forms. Some people, usually the younger generation, doesn't want to talk to anyone. They just want to schedule online. And other people, they like live chat. They want some information, but they don't want to talk to somebody. So live chat is just another way to appeal to your target audience. And it's so inexpensive. You just need someone to pay attention when it pops up on the screen there. Offer online appointments. I just mentioned that, but having a calendar online, it makes it easy for the person. Some people are introverted and they don't want to talk to people, so they'd rather just schedule online and make an appointment. You could always follow up with them and call and say, hey, just confirming that you schedule this appointment and get whatever information you need. Or you could also follow up with an email and help them fill things out. Optimize your website for speed. Absolutely critical, especially in mobile. Your mobile version is always going to load slower than your desktop, but we all have a certain degree of ADD in today's world, and we're not going to wait too long. If there's a slow loading website, we're gone. There's stats for every second. There's a certain percentage of web visitors that are dropping off. So make sure your website loads quickly. And it's probably not something that you want to be checking for all the time, but it is something that your agency should be checking for, your digital marketing agency, assuming you're working with someone. Here's why. You can upload an image, and if that image isn't compressed well, that could slow the whole website down. So as the website is trying to load and it has this big, bulky, heavy image, it's trying to upload as well, but someone put an image on there and it's not compressed, it's just going to slow the whole website. And all that was like is one photo. So try to stay on top of that. Your website speed, it's something super easy to check. And implement, the last one I'm going to mention here is implement. Now, marketing automation, to me, it falls under the area of technology, and the prices of technology have dropped significantly. It's inexpensive, and marketing automation has become much easier to use. Something as simple as following up with a text, or a lot of oral surgeons will text instructions and email, like post-op surgery instructions, just so that the patient has that information. But you could do the same thing when someone fills out a web form. Do you instantly follow up and send them a text just so they have your information? There's all sorts of automation that you can implement with your practice. Now, here's another nice one. If a call is ever missed during business hours, you could have a text go to anyone you want to, including multiple people, or an email to say like, hey, a call was missed. Here's the phone call. Be sure to call them back right away. It's a nice, simple marketing automation strategy that you could implement in your business, and that's just going to help you get more conversions, more patients. So let's look at some examples. I have some websites queued up here, and I want to kind of walk you through some things that I see as far as websites. All right, I went to New York City, I typed in oral surgeon, and here's some that popped up, and then I'm going to show you someone locally. Here are some things that I like. I like these images. I like these smiling faces. These gentlemen have, their haircuts. Everyone's looking friendly and nice, and this is very approachable. I always like a face of someone or some people over, font. Like our brains we want to see a person. We subconsciously connect with those people. And the second thing I think that we look for are images. And then the third thing, the last thing that we look for is text. We certainly don't want to land on a website with a bunch of small text. This to me is a little bit wordy. I'm not sure. I mean, I think this could be polished up. I'd probably want to include fewer words and have a little bit of a bigger font. I do like that it offers schedule online. This is nice for dentists. They can go right here. I know a lot of oral surgeon practices, they really depend on those dental referrals. The thing I like this chat, and I like that the chat has a face here. So live chat will convert better when you're showing a face again. So this is good. Smiling face seems very approachable. What I didn't like about this, a couple things jump out to me. One is like, where's the phone number? Like, what if I land here and I'm like, can I just talk to somebody? Can I just talk about like what I have and can they help me? It's like, where are they? And how about this? Oh, good. Emergency care ASAP. That's what I want. Let's go here. Wait, this doesn't work. Do I have to watch a video to get in touch with these people?
In our practice,
How about with my pain. You know, this is kind of what I'm thinking out loud. It's like, okay, maybe it's here. Oh, they wanted to fill out a form? Come on. What? Okay, here's the phone number. It was a little bit of a hide and seek. Like I do like that phone number in the top right-hand corner. So the number is a little bit hidden. Let's say it's not an emergency and we schedule online. Now I'm got to read here. Okay, a couple different practices. Let's say we're in Manhattan. Oh boy, what do we have here? What am I? And I get it. As a practice, you have to schedule different times for different things. And so this is sort of a, same day procedure. This maybe falls under that ASAP. I don't know if it's an ASAP, I kind of want to like talk to somebody, right? Like, I'm not sure if I want to, oh, now they want my insurance. I don't know if my insurance covers this stuff. So again, like, can I just talk to somebody? So that's kind of my thought process. I do like a lot of these things. Now, I'm going to show you another one in that same area, slightly different. Here's a phone number. All right, prefer them a little bit bigger. And I prefer it on the right, but there's a couple phone numbers. Not sure why they're putting two of them. One phone number bigger, I think would work better. COVID-19, are we still doing that? I don't know, maybe it's New York. But I've seen this on a lot of sites and I think they just need to take this down and be updated. That's my opinion. All right. Phone numbers here. This here, okay, it's New York. Cool. Maybe this is Central Park. Maybe that's like a New York skyline. That's great. I still a human being or groups of being or the doctor, right? Like I want to be able to subconsciously connect. So I said first a face, second an image, and third content or words. So if you compare this one to, let's see, let's try to go back. What are you more drawn to, this or that? For me, I like the faces. Procedure, dental implants. That's a big one. Great. A lot of content. A lot of content. Free. All right, FAQs. Those are good. That's good. But some of the things I mentioned in those 13 high converting factors, I don't see video on here. If there's live chat, it's gone now. I don't see live chat. So we're just missing some things. And again, like I said in the beginning, if you make these changes, that means every single web visitor has a higher chance of. So where are the doctors meet us? Okay, 1, 2, 3. So there's, what, five or six oral surgeons here. Now I'd like to see it. I found it, but I'd like to see a picture of the doctor. And all this is a bunch of words. Let's see what we have here. All right. Like in today's photogenic world, even in video, like here's a picture of a doctor. Great. Good work. But this can definitely be improved. Yeah, I went to New York City and I wanted to find a high ranking website. I think this ranked number 2 for the phrase oral surgeon. And I just would expect more. It's expensive, as you can imagine, to have a practice in New York City. So those are some thoughts. Let's pick a different one. I'm going to close these. And we have a phone number on the top. It's pretty small. Again, keep in mind the mobile version. Like what would the mobile version look like if it's that small? Or is it different on mobile? I never like these social icons here. To me, it's like cluttery. It makes it look busy. Visually, I want the space. Like, look how nice that looks. So this is a slider with a video here, but I like everything, these videos, like pretty here, right here, that's being shown. He seems very approachable, friendly. This is the area. I like that view a lot with the receptionist. Really clean, spacious, really inviting area. These are great things. Here's a little coupon that I mentioned, a converting factor, free consultation, dental implants. Really, really important, big part of most oral surgeon practices. Services, I might want to organize these differently, but they're here. You can find them. There's dental implants. Okay, this is where I wanted to go. So dental implants is a common one. Now, here's a nice
Dental
use of
implants
video.
are
Look how short it is. It's 1 minute and 12 seconds.
made of titanium, and
The doctor is
the
speaking.
cost
You're learning from
is when
him.
they
This is great.
heal.
Nice
After
visual.
4 to
There's
6
an
months, they see
explanation
a
in the
dentist
background. This
and
is
they
all.
put
This is
teeth.
good. I think every practice should have short videos. And then here's some more
Hello, this is Dr. Jamali from
explaining more.
and
Great job, James. Good website. All right, I'm going to do one last one. And this is someone local, Dr. Foxon. Let's go to dental implant. All right, sorry, let me go back here. I like this. All right, so this is what someone should expect when they show up at the practice. And this is what you get. You get a team of friendly people. Here's Dr. Foxon on the right. Looks really friendly, really approachable, really good with people. Look at the little kid there. He looks not, really relatable, not stuffy and distant and removed. Sometimes doctors are intimidating to people. And Dr. Foxon here looks really approachable. So here's a really nice website. Now procedures, let's see if he has video here. All right, so here he's got video. Nice job.
Dental implants are the best and most popular option for restoring teeth because they look, feel, and function just like natural.
So you can kind of tell he's reading a little bit, but there's a tool called Descript, and what it could do is someone could read a script and not be looking at the camera, and you upload that video to Descript like that. It makes their eyes look at the camera. It looks really normal and natural, and so that's what you could do with a video to improve it. But I love there's video here. I like the layout of these procedures. I didn't have to go through like a maze. So that's good. Phone number on the top right. I see live chat, but they're choosing not to use it. Like for example, the 2 or 3 or so that I showed in New York City. I mean, they might not want people calling them. Imagine being in New York City and being ranked #1 in the number of phone calls that you get. Like they might want to force people to go through their screening process. They may not want more patients. As I've mentioned, some oral surgeon practices are scheduled out. That's okay, but I just want you to be aware of some of the things that you want us when you have a well-optimized website. So I mentioned calls to action. Here's a phrase that I like. I feel like I've been in digital marketing for almost 15 years now, and just this exercise I think has really helped business owners think differently. And once they think this way, they start going like, oh yeah, I knew it that way already, but you're kind of forcing me to, and it's causing me to take action. So if you could truly understand your patient's perspective, you can effectively address their needs and build trust. And the thought here is to really see your practice through their eyes, through someone doesn't know anything about you. And they're saying like, basically, who are you? Why should I trust you? And what can you tell me about yourself? So I want you to be thinking in terms of who your ideal patient is and what are they wanting. And if you can get beyond the thought of, hey, I'll tell you who our ideal patient is, someone that needs our services. It's going to be more helpful to get beyond that, to understand like really what they might be thinking or feeling as they're approaching you, what their concerns are, what their fears are, and so on. What are they wanting? So if you think through concerns, fears, negative outcomes, we're wired to sort of protect ourselves. So we can be cynical sometimes, especially when we're approaching a new business. Like, what is it? 90% of people will check out reviews. They want to know the real deal. Is this person a good business or not? And they really trust reviews. So those are really good to have. Okay, so demographics. It's really helpful to understand like who you're drawing or who you draw more of. Like, do you draw more older people or younger people? And whatever that is, it'd be good to put those people more on your website because there's going to be a connection there. Is it, are you in an area that's lower, middle, or upper class? And it's good to reflect that on there. One of the ones that I didn't show you on Dr. Foxon's website in Naperville Oral Surgery is he has several customer videos of people, and they all start with like, hi, my name's Peggy and I live in Naperville. Or hi, my name is Sam and I live in Darien. And so they're naming towns in the area. And it's like, oh, I'm from that town. I'm from this town. And there's some kind of subconscious connection. And we're like sheep. We kind of do what other people are doing. So it's a way to sort of help identify with your future patients. So try to figure those out and then reflect those on your website. And you can do that through customer testimonials. You could, some people will show staff that tends to be more like their area. Sociographics. What are they after? What is important? Is it expertise? Do you live in an area that is people are like really highly educated and they want the best of the best doctors? Are you do in an area with it they want like an affordable oral surgeon, even though this is like a really unique procedure? So try to those are and reflect those on your website. So ideal patients' concerns and anxieties, they're worried about the success of it. Your expertise, that you really know your stuff and that they're going to have a successful outcome is absolutely critical. So how you can communicate that is really important. Cost, insurance always comes up, whether it's during the consultation or they would love a price on the phone, but of course you have to figure out what it is. It's only fair. They want someone super highly qualified. Maybe they don't understand that if you're an oral surgeon, you have, top-notch training already. So really good to think through what your ideal patient is, what their greatest concerns are, and then go to your website and say, like, does my website communicate the most effectively that it can? And what can I change? And again, keep in mind, if you make these changes, they stay there. It's not like you have to change it every day or every week or every month. It's just there. And then all the web visitors coming to your website will be able to take advantage of that. Fears and negative outcomes. This is true in any industry, especially when they don't know who to trust. It's not a referral, and they're coming to your website and your online presence. They're checking you out. They're how many people go to negative reviews? I want to read about these negative reviews, right? We have one oral surgeon that the only negative reviews he gets are the people that owe him money, and then they don't like that the staff, reaches out and says like, "Hey, would you mind paying for your outstanding debt?" And then they get mad and they give a negative review. Like those are the only negative review so really think through what it is that you think they're most concerned about, and then say to yourself or ask yourself, do I address that concern on my website? And then how easy or hard is it to find that? That's a great exercise. What are their goals and desired results? Now, one of the ways that you could address people's goals and desired results is to record patient testimonials and have them talk about how they recovered and how it wasn't as painful as they thought it was going to be, and how the staff was amazing and the communication was outstanding, and that the doctor even called and check up. I know not every oral surgeon likes to call their patients to check to see how they're doing, but that goes such a long way. It's just a normal best practice. Aspirations and long-term expectations. Again, like try to communicate these things on your website, and there's different ways to do that. So here's some examples of effective messaging that, if you could like move beyond the, hey, we're an oral surgeon, if you need one of our services, come to us. This is a way to sort of communicate a little bit more effectively. Advanced and minimally invasive techniques. Why is that attractive? Because oral surgery can be very invasive and people are afraid of that. So when you have the latest technology and the latest advanced strategies to be minimally invasive, that's attractive. Compassionate and patient-centered care. Boy, some people really, really value those bedside manners. And, word gets out as far as which doctors are good at that and which doctors are not. So, but again, if you could bring that to your practice, and then if you can communicate that, I mean, I can't tell you how many times over the years that I've met like great people, really, really great. They care about their customers, their patients, whoever they're after. But I got to tell you, like you wouldn't know from their website, and unfortunately, sometimes you don't know it from their reviews, and part of it is because they don't do a good enough job asking for reviews. And so part of my job is to be able to, convince them to draw them out to be able to show up on your website, because I say, man, like you're a great person. You really care about your patients and customers, but hey, let's talk about how we communicate that on your website so that people get to know you, because guess what? If they're reaching out to you, they're not going to be able to talk to you. They're not going to have that opportunity to be able to know what a great person you are. So let's figure out a way to communicate that on your website. comprehensive treatment, like what services you're offering. This is a great one. State-of-the-art technology, like everyone wants the latest and greatest, right? Patient comfort and safety. It just, if you're able to communicate like your comfort and safety is the most important thing to us, it's like, okay, that's what I want because I'm scared about this whole thing. All right, speaking directly to your ideal patient, put your practice here, your partner in advanced oral surgery. Just using the word advanced sort of sets you apart from the general oral surgery, if there is such a thing. Delivering exceptional results with compassionate care. Experienced specialist in boom with the city name. That city name is good because sometimes when we get on a website, we're doing a search, we're like, am I even in the same area? Like, did it show up in my area? And when they see that, it's like, oh, that's my town. Okay, I'm in the right spot. Again, minimally invasive, nice phrase, personalized treatment. These are all great lines that work. So I want to cover some of the, highlights again, just review a couple things here. Use genuine photos, videos of your team. Even if you do like a short video and say to your staff, hey, just want to get more video on our website. I want to allow people to kind of see who you are. And so if you could, I'd like to video you a short video, just say your name, what you do here and why you like, quick 30-second video. And then when they call, they could be like, oh, Vanessa, yeah, I saw you on the website. Yeah, and there's sort of a connection there, and you're kind of patients to connect with your team before they have even gone to your office, which is great. Testimonials build, like I mentioned, Dr. Fox, and he has several customer testimonials right on his website. So it's good stuff. Leveraging video and multimedia. Boy, again, like your services, if you could just give a short explainer, and I'm speaking to the doctors, if you could just sort of say, hi, this is what we do. This is the procedure. This is the care that we give you. That really helps people understand and think through. And that's also kind of a subconscious way to connect with the patient. Now, there's something else that happens when you provide this kind of information out on the website. If I learn from you subconsciously, there's sort of like and it's that happens. There's a loyalty that happens because I'm like, oh, I feel like I got you, and I like that, and I'm sort of already leaning forward towards you. So if there's 3 oral surgeons to choose from, and you educated me on this, I sort of feel like I'm moving towards you. So that's another reason you want to put this information out on your website. Social proof, testimonials, reviews, before and after, really great stuff. Of course, you need consent if you're going to put customer before and after shots on your website. Getting some fundamentals down, like easy navigation, easy to find phone number on the top right, fast loading websites. These are all good. Think about live chat. Just make it easy for people to reach out to you. Now, if you're trying to slow your business down, sure, make it, play hide and seek with your phone number, make them like jump through a bunch of hoops. But if you're trying to grow your business and turn those web visitors into patients, make it as easy as possible. So that means phone number, big and bold on the top right with a call to action, call us, call now, put your hours. It means a web form on the home page, simple, not 35 questions. And it also means live chat. Just make it easy for people to connect with you. Always check mobile version. Make sure it's fast loading. Make sure, again, it's easy to use and to navigate. Google Page Insights is a site that you can go to, and you could drop your URL in there, and it will tell you how fast or slow both your desktop and your mobile website loads. So you want a fast loading website. Click to call function. So that is on the mobile version. Again, go beyond just, well, if I push the number down, it converts. So you want to have a tab and it says to call with your phone number, and they know right away. They push it and it will dial, and then they can dial. Fast loading website, really important. Yeah, slow loading website could, it also, like, you don't have these things up to date. And what does that kind of say about your practice? Don't you want to be perceived as the company with the latest technology and the latest advancements? So if you have all that and you've spent millions of dollars on that, yet the front door kind of is always dirty and the website is slow loading and someone's not paying attention, it just kind of gives a negative vibe to say like, Like, who's in charge of this business? Is this a well-run business? You know what it's like to see a well-run business. It's like front and back. It's like, it's game on. They know what they're doing. And so your websites is absolutely critical. So key website optimization strategies, authentic photos, video content, patient reviews, website basics, website speed, mobile photos and videos are really important. Again, like try to connect with people, let them in, let business, walk them around. Like out of those 4 videos, 2 of them really allowed the visitor, like I opened the front door to your business and I walk in, it already showed me what to expect. So now there's a reduction of like and anticipation or anxiety as to what I'm going to experience because I already know there's someone friendly at the desk that's going to greet me. And that one video, that person stood up. It's like, hi, like, thank you so much for coming. It's like an honor to have you in our business. And that's cool. Okay, valued as a patient. So you want to be able to communicate that with your website. Try to keep in mind like who again is target audience, who is your patient, what are their demographics, what are their fears and concerns, and then do you communicate those and do you make it easy to like pull them into your business? And that's going to cause you to have a higher converting website and so many of those visitors that just kind of pop in and out and looking around. It's like, hey, I'm going to reach out to these people because these people really have their game together. Create a great user experience. It's going to improve your branding. It's going to improve your competitive positioning because you're going to be the go-to oral surgeon in your area. And that also is going to maximize your return on investment. So some of you are spending whatever, maybe you have ads in a magazine or you're spending Google ad money or you're doing SEO or local service ads or even offering some business for oral surgeons. So all those kind of funnel to your website. And so that's going to give you a better return on investment for all these different strategies. So I would ask you at this stage of the game, it'd be a great time just to think about your website and think about some things that you can improve. And I think the key to success is not knowing the stuff, but it's actually implementing and taking action. I always say version 1 is better than version none. It's cool to think about it, but it's even better to take action. So like, what can you implement? If you could identify some strategies that you could put into your website that's going to improve everything. Reviews are absolutely critical. Can you improve your strategy to get reviews? But then can you put those reviews on your website? Can you put more photos on your website? Can you, help overcome people's fear of getting on a video and do short videos? If you're working with a marketing agency, they certainly should be able to help you with all those things. So as we wind down here, again, if you could just kind of write 3 action items and then see how fast you can take action on those and delegate it if you need to, but take action, implement, and then once you implement those, now you're going to be able to reap the rewards of those for all those web visitors that you get month in and month out. If we could be of help, we are happy to do so. You could scan this QR code, and I could even make you a video of your website, your online presence, and some things that I see and some suggestions that I would recommend for you to do, and I could just send you that, and happy to help with that. So all you'd have to do is either go to our website and reach out to us and request that, or you could scan this QR code and get in touch with us. Thank you so much for joining. We're here to help. If we could help you grow your oral surgeon practice, please reach out to us and we would love to do that. All right. Have a great day, and I hope to talk to you soon.